Hi guys, I received a message from Jesse is Ballin13. It says, boot up question. Is there any way to change how it looks? Like when my computer is starting up it says Windows XP Professional, I think it means professional. Then you can see it loading or whatever. Is there any way to change how it looks? I think it's called the boot up. Please reply if you do know. Now it's actually called the boot screen or the boot logo, and people have been doing this since Windows 95, but in Windows 95 you could just modify a bitmap or an RLE file or something like that, and it was just one file, and you could modify it and then it would change the boot screen. You could edit it in Paint, I think, at least. But with the XP it works a little bit differently, and it's actually put inside the NTOSKRNL.exe. I say NTOS kernel. Now there are several ways you can modify this. The file is located inside C, Windows, System 32, and then NTOS kernel. It's down here, but you may not be able to see this. You may need to go to Tools, Folder Options, View, and then scroll down a little bit, and then untick Hide Protected Operating System Files. Now, if you go to rename this or delete this, I think Windows File Protection will kick in, and then they'll ask you to insert a disk, or it will copy the file back, or anything like that. So I suggest not modifying this directly. Make a copy of it. And well, I'd suggest making a copy of it anyway for backup purposes, but make a copy of it, edit that, and then replace it in safe mode. That's the way you should really do it. So I'm just going to show you some ways to change your boot screen basically from the standard Windows XP. So if you don't want to mess about with this whole NTOS kernel file, you just want to be able to download a boot screen and just use it, and then not worry about anything, and just want it to be safe and not worry about blue screening, because it is risky business modifying this file. So if you want to do that, then I suggest downloading Bootskin. It's very popular. It's by Stardock and it's free to download. I'll provide the link in the description. Now all you need to do is run this file, run this shortcut even, and you can. It's basically just got a list of different boot screens you can have. Now I've added my own in here. I've said Nightclub, and you can preview the ones that you've got. See, it says Windows XP Nightclub Edition. I like that for some reason. And if you want to download some more, you can actually just click that, and it will go straight to its Bootskin gallery. And there's quite a few here. Hoping that Explorer won't crash. For some reason it usually crashes. There we go. So you just got a bunch of boot screens here. It says page 1 of 799, and the most recent one updated was March 21st, so it's only a couple of days ago that this guy has made this boot screen. So 799 pages, so you're free to scroll through them. Obviously you can sort them by most downloaded and featured and things like that. But when you go to download them, you just download them and then click the download button. It will come up as a file that says .bootskin, I think, and then you just open it, and it will open inside this Bootskin application, and you can select which one you want. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to select Nightclub, and I'm going to apply it. So it says boot screen applied successfully. It's going to be used next time this machine is booted. So I'm just going to close this, and I'm going to restart my computer to show you it. Now this is all working in a virtual machine, so I can actually show you it restarting. Because it's the easiest way to do it without having to get a camcorder out and film my own computer. So this is now starting up with, there you go, Windows XP with its new boot screen. So that's quite good. Now the next thing to do is you can modify the NTOS kernel directly by using a program called Resource Hacker. Now this is a great program. I strongly suggest you get it if you want to start editing things to do with Windows, like the start button text or the logo, or things that are in dialog boxes and things like that. You can start editing with Resource Hacker. Quite a lot of things that you can do with that program, but I'm going to actually use it to modify this NTOS kernel, which is on my desktop, so I'm not actually modifying the actual proper one. So I'm going to open it, NTOS kernel, and you can see that there's a sort of a directory tree listing. Now I'm just going to go to View and Expand Tree, and you notice there's a bunch of things here. You can actually just go into each one and view what they are. So this is hibernating. These are all things that you can actually edit yourself. So I'm just going through them all. Now this is number 5. This for Windows XP Professional is number 5. And you can basically replace this Windows XP thing, because this is what's shown at boot up. So all you need to do is go to Action, Save Bitmap, and then you can save it as whatever on the desktop. And then you can edit it in Paint. Start editing it, blah 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 blah. And then once you've done, just go to Action and then Replace Bitmap, and then you can open your file you just made and you can replace it in here, and then you just basically save it, and then in save mode you just copy it across and overwrite it. Now like I said, it is risky business, because if you screw up then you blue screen your computer and then you have to revert back. Now if anything happens, I think one way to go is to go to Run msconfig. Now if you don't like your boot screen at all and you just don't want anything, this isn't recommended, but you just go to the BootInI tab of sysconfig and just tick the no GUI boot, and then you won't have anything as a boot screen and they'll just go straight into Windows. But that's not recommended, because if your PC freezes you'll just have a black screen. It's recommended to have something show as it goes along as it loads. So that's two ways here. That's downloading your own and editing just a little bit of the boot screen. Now there is another one called BootEditor. This is one I've been using. I'm just going to double click it and show you. It says booteditor.exe. Just going to double click that. Do you want to read the readme doc? No. And you can see that I've actually got two things here, which I'm not sure if it was made by Bootskin, but I'm actually going to delete this and then add it again. Now what it's done is added an option to my boot menu, so I can choose the testing version or just Windows XP when it starts. You know, like when you can have a choice of operating system, so it says Vista XP sometimes if you dual boot. Anyway, you just get a list when you start your computer and it will say testing version or normal version. So here we are in BootEditor. Now I'm just going to go to File, New Boot Screen, and then it just says new zip file format under base folder. I don't really care, I'm just going to say D. OK. So you can see that it's got Microsoft Windows XP. Now I can actually drag this up and down, so I can have this load wherever I want it to. But that's you can change that if you want to, but I'm just going to leave it as it is. So I'm just going to modify this main one. You can choose other ones for like different versions, but I'm just going to modify the main for the second. I'm just going to right click this and say open for editing. Now it will probably say on your PC that hasn't got the application or something, you need to go to bitmaps options. It says program to start for image editing. Just put this in or something and put C instead of D, or navigate to System32 MS Paint. So then it opens up in Paint. So what I'm then going to do, I'm just going to add my own little text at the bottom here or something. Just make it here, and I'm going to make it transparent and change the colour to white. And I'm just going to say Duncan's Edition, and that's it really. So it's just going to say Microsoft Windows XP Duncan's Edition, and then I'll save it. So it's actually saved it in the same format that I opened it in, so it's kept all the stuff ready to go. And all I'm going to do is load image, go to desktop. Didn't save it in desktop, did it? Let's see where it's put it. Where did I save it? Oh dear. Okay, right, I'm going to edit it again. I'm sorry about that. Pick1.bmp, Duncan's Edition. So I'm just going to save it as and put it on the desktop. Pick one. So there we go. That was a bit weird. But anyway, load image, desktop, pick one. And it's now loaded it inside this boot editor. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to press make. And it's going to make it, and it's going to say after creation set this as the new boot screen for testing it. So it's going to put it into my second test bit. Just go click OK, new boot file created, and it's now put it into that test thing that I showed. Now once I've tested it and I found out it's OK, all I need to do is go to File and then put this boot screen to the default OS. So that's about it really. Once you've done that and you want to get rid of that extra boot screen, I think you can just choose something like it might be in here somewhere. If not, you can go manually to My Computer, right click Properties, Advanced, Startup, and then you can edit this boot.ini, and then you can change the second one and take it out where it says OS for testing, new boot screen. You can just take that whole lot out and then it will stay with the first one. I'm actually going to do that because I don't want my testing bit here. So just going to save that, and that's pretty much it really. So that's editing your boot screen in various ways. I recommend just doing Bootskin because it's the easiest, and you can just download one instead of bothering doing it manually or hacking the actual file. You don't have to worry about that. You can just download a Bootskin and do it yourself. So that's about it really. Thanks for watching my video. Please comment, rate, subscribe if you like my videos, and thanks again.